Hi everyone, Schoolhouse Intuitive. Thanks for tuning in. I have a reading for the Libra Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mars, etc. Any placement of Libra. You can find this reading resonates for any area of your life, career, love, anything really. Projects you have going on, spiritual changes, anything really. First card out, speaking of spiritual changes. Okay, there's one on the bottom here too that's coming out. You have Butterfly Transformation. This is something that's overdue. This is a new discovery, inner truth possibly. Could be some sort of truthful communication as well coming in with blue and yellow. It makes me think of communication. And also make sure you're confidently expressing what it is you desire and want out of a certain situation or just in general. I am feeling that and hearing that clairaudiently. So you have Carrot here with personal growth. So this is about everything going as planned, and you could find a new love in your life in some area. It doesn't have to be romance, but something that you enjoy, something you really love. I feel for some of you, you're being considered for a lot of opportunities too. So I'm getting Seven of Cups sort of energy, and that may mean that you're sort of in like Two of Pentacles or Two of Swords, even trying to make a choice on something or someone. So what else do we have for you? Rabbit here, magical power. Wow. So this is about fertility, a positive outlook. There could be some sort of new plan or idea that brings you great success, Libra. Excellent. And depending on when you're watching this, I mean, this is timeless, but it's also happening. I'm posting it the week of August 4th. So this is the August 5th. And this week, at the end of the week, we have the 8-8 Lionsgate portal. Excellent time for manifestation, among other things. I'll do a reading about it. And then we also have the full moon in Aquarius at the end of the week as well. So big energies coming in. We have, I think it's Mars. Yeah, Mars going into Libra. From what I understand, Mars, fiery Mars isn't quite comfortable and peace-loving Libra, but that could mean that maybe things like, it makes me think, because it's going to happen all the way until Libra season, that Mars will be in Libra. And I'm not an astrologer, but I found that it's interesting, Mars going into Libra, where it's not super comfortable because it's kind of like the fighter, and Libra's not really, we're, like I said, peace-loving, beauty, harmony, all that. And so I wonder if it means that we could be fighting for peace and win, like be successful in some sort of peaceful power or something. So it just makes me think. And then we have Owl here. There's some sort of possible like warning to proceed with caution to avoid misfortune, okay? With the thing with the owls too is I feel like we have to remember keen perspective is important, but also that flexibility because of the neck with the owl and how it can see a variety of angles. So I feel like that's going to be important. And on the very bottom, you have stability here with elephant. So you have a lot of living creatures. You have butterfly, rabbit, owl, and elephant. And this is about you being supported with kindness, and that no concept or objective or goal is too large, too big, right? So dream big and act accordingly, and taking the steps in the direction where you want to go. That was the Tea Leaf and Dream Oracle, Tarot and Oracle Boutique. All right, all the decks I use are below. Let's see what else we have. Let's use the Cheeky Tarot by Danilo Sanino of Whitefly Tarot. What do we have here? Cheeky Tarot. What do you want to tell us? Haven't used this one in a little bit. I like to switch it up. Thanks to your donations, I'm able to get new decks. Appreciate you. All right. Thanks to my members, too. I have quite a few now, so thanks so much for being part of this community. And some of you have wondered, just quick announcement, I know we'll get on with reading in a second, but some of you have wondered if Mantic Mystic Messages is someone pretending to be me. It actually is me. That's my second channel. It's for all signs. So thank you for looking out for me, or, thanks for looking out for me. But I am Jen. That is me, Tiffany here. And I'm also Tiffany over there. So there we go. All right. Let's see. You have the Hermit. Yay. We have been getting this card so much, the Hermit. Now, in the lantern is the star, right? This is Virgo energy, but there's also kind of a connection to Aquarius energy, and I like that. So we have that full moon in Aquarius. And I feel as though this full moon is going to lead you possibly in an area of spiritual transformation, because it is falling under the butterfly transformation here. But I feel that it's like that inner, that time within, going within, seeking your own inner truth, inner guidance is going to help you with some sort of big change that's happening now, where you might actually might not know exactly which path to go, but you are going to need to really follow your intuition. And I know maybe it's like we hear that a lot, but it is true. We really need to be training ourselves to go within for answers rather than looking out. I'm getting a lot of the color gray. So I feel too with gray, it means that things aren't so black and white, right? Things aren't so clear cut, right? So I do feel something could feel a little murky, foggy. We even see sort of the fog in this Hermit card. They're on top of a mountain, though, so they've gone up there to get clarity, right? They've gone above all the fog and all the clouds to get that clarity. They do get that clarity too. With it becomes, we have an Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of this deck. So there's a beautiful opportunity here. And that's falling underneath Carrot and personal growth. And this could be, it's going to lead right into that Rabbit, which is fertility. So I feel this is a time where you might start seeing seeds that you planted start showing some indication of growth. In your weekly reading on Sunday morning, you did have something along those lines about like a seed you're planting is sort of in the development stage or infancy. And so, it could be just very early stages, or for some, you are seeing some growth. But I feel that you might not know exactly if a decision you made was the best one for you until maybe September, October, like until Libra season. So it might be that something maybe you're starting a new job, for example, and you're giving it like 60 days or something and trying to figure out like if it's going to be the right fit. So something along those lines. But I do feel this is definitely a period of growth. What I find interesting too is with the Hermit on top of the mountains, you also have mountains here in the background. It's sort of like, either where you're coming from or where you're going, like there will be challenges, right? There are always challenges. And just look at how there's the gray again, more gray, right? Something just might not be very clear, but I do feel that full moon at the end of the week is going to really kind of shine a light on some things. But guess what? Where it's ultimately coming from, Libra, it's coming from within. It's coming from your own intuition, getting that clarity. And I feel that, maybe by the end of this week, depending on when you see this, then maybe within 7 days, it could be that you definitely start getting more clarity. So will everything be all fixed and figured out? Oh, maybe, but I don't know for sure. Okay. And I know some of you appreciated the overhead view I did in a recent reading. So I'll be doing that sometimes, and I'll be doing this as well. I've been getting feedback, and it seems like a lot of you really love this setting. It's unique. It's not one you generally see. And so, but then others like to be able to see the cards better. So we'll maybe alternate perhaps. All right. There are 3 right there. And you have, oh my, okay, so there's an Ace of Cups in reverse. What's this all about? I'm wondering if for some of you, you think a dream is too far out of reach, because it is underneath that elephant stability, and it was reminding you that nothing is out of reach. Like your goals are not out of reach. Now, the Hanged Man falling within under magical power underneath that Rabbit, this is like maybe coming up for new ideas as far as your abundance. Ingenuity is a word that's coming to mind right now. You could be really trying to figure out how you're making something work so that it best fits you, so that you're not having to sacrifice important pieces of yourself. It's another card of like surrendering to the messages you receive. What else do we have with the Emperor falling underneath the Owl card? So some of you, I feel, because it's underneath this card of sort of this proceed with caution, you may want to proceed with caution as far as working with those who seem very controlling, or tying yourself into a contract, for example, that isn't quite a fit or seems restrictive. So you want to avoid unhealthy restrictions at this point, at this time where you're feeling as though your energy is sort of unable to move forward. There could just be someone trying to push you in a direction where you're not 100% clear yet. Are we ever 100% clear with all of our decisions? Definitely not, right? No, I know for my life, things are gray sometimes, but it's like kind of realizing that there are other ways. Like it doesn't have to be as it doesn't have to be forced. Something does not have to be forced right now. Okay, it doesn't have to be. So because flexibility is coming in too. This is very interesting. These cards are really interesting. I mean, you have 2 aces and then 3 major arcana. What is going on here? You know, this is some big developments. Wow, what have you been working on? We're going to definitely get into this. Let's see. So in the reversal, the Ace of Cups can have to do with feeling blocked or let down, some sort of emptiness or disappointment. Oh, let's see. It's as though I almost feel for some of you, I heard clairaudiently, was this clarity an illusion? It's almost like you're wondering, you felt clear on something and then you're wondering, is that actually even the way to go? Was I misleading myself on a dream? Interesting. I'm hearing that. Let's see what we have. Sort of like am I only fooling myself? You know, that came up recently in a reading, a couple of readings ago. Now it's back. And, you know, it's not, I mean, that's normal for the energy not to shift too much. Like sometimes we'll get repeat messages over the course of a week or something. The energy hasn't shifted too much. But anyway, I hope you're all safe and well. We have the Knight of Cups here. It did come out in reverse. And with it, we have the Death card upright. So we have the Knight of Cups in reverse and card of transformation. Okay, so this is, I feel, and interestingly enough, that's what's falling under the butterfly. You had 2 cards coming out together. Now, a Knight of Cups, let's talk about it in the upright. In the upright, a Knight of Cups is, you know, Prince Charming maybe, or following one's heart, you know, proposals. It could be romantic, yes, it's sort of idealistic. But in the reverse, this is like fantasy, vanity, disappointment. You know, it could even be some things like jealousy or just really, again, feeling that disappointment, like with the Ace of Cups in reverse. Are you worried maybe that something won't fill your cup the way it promised to? Could you feel as though you're starting something that felt good, felt like a dream, and then it's like, no, it quickly fizzles out? I don't know. It's going to vary for each of you as it's a general reading. Only take what resonates. Use your own intuition first and foremost. You have free will, final say. But you do have this ending coming in. Now with the ending, there's a new beginning, right? There's always the new day dawning in the background. This is change. This is rebirth. This is moving on from something or someone that maybe it was like a romantic idea. You know, it was something that maybe perhaps felt romanticized in that it felt sort of like too good to be true. And then maybe it is. Maybe you think, oh my gosh, I had this, for example, here's an example, okay? I had a wonderful interview with this awesome company. I thought everything went well. And then I went online after and realized they've had like major issues. It's made the news, you know, or, you know, even if it's just local or whatever. And so it's sort of like, you know, something seemed really great and you thought this was the direction maybe you were heading in. And then there's just like this letdown of like, wow, maybe they were all talk. You know, a Knight of Cups in reverse can be that sort of, it's like a schmoozing kind of energy, or like, you know, kind of all talk, or maybe it's somebody who would just tell you sweet nothings, and they're sweet, but they literally mean nothing. That's what a sweet nothing can sometimes be, right? There's a new definition for sweet nothings. But yeah, so it seems as though there could be some begging almost. Someone's maybe wanting another chance to here with something like, again, if it's saying it's an employer and you turn them down, don't be surprised if they try to persuade you. Okay, so just make sure you're clear on what you consider to be a good opportunity, not what someone else is telling you is a good opportunity. Could be even family interfering or saying, you know, oh, that would be great for you. Why aren't you doing it? You know, well, only you can really answer that. I had 3 try to come out at once. That was too many. So I'm just going to, didn't feel right. Again, something did not feel right, right? You have judgment, and there it is. So you have to use your judgment, all right? So these people are kind of, I do get this like begging kind of energy with this, all right? So remember, I just want to tell you, you are not desperate, all right? You are definitely not desperate. If you don't like the way something hears, or the way it hears, the way something sounds, smells, looks, you know, maybe you shouldn't trust it. Because this is a time of clarity, though, for you. A time of reimagining, reawakening. Think Phoenix Rising. Now, these people are rising from the coffins here, right? This is you're being looked upon by the divine, And it's sort of, I feel for some of you, you are being tested. And I'm sure you feel that it's like you may be being given a variety of opportunities, but it's sort of like, did you learn the lesson about before? Don't get into something that you know is not going to make you happy, right? Make sure you're avoiding that as much as you can. You don't want to go into another time where you're repeating things that you were not happy. But, okay, so we have the Strength card here. Again, with this, it's leading right into that Emperor, and I was getting that energy about like not forcing something. So something, we really cannot force things. It's just, that's not, we actually use our energy and our power in our strength and resources in like in a wrong way if we're trying to force things, because we're kind of over expending our energy in a way that's not natural. For instance, this is having strength and like being really sure of, again, what you stand for, where you want to go, who you are. This is self-respect, conviction. This is having the inner strength and ability to really decide for yourself if something is right for you. But you definitely have an offer, an opportunity coming in, it looks like, okay? Obviously, like I said, I can't guarantee things, okay? And I can't give you a timeline, so, that's the other thing. But I think for some of you, again, I'm getting that you may be turning something down that others think you should take, or that a part of you thinks, wow, this would be really great, but it's just something isn't adding up for you. Something doesn't quite smell right. Right? It doesn't sit right with you. That's what it feels like. It's sort of like, having that ability, reading between the lines. People, what they're saying, maybe say in a job interview or a date or something, it's not lining up with what you're feeling. There's something off with that. Okay. Remember at the very beginning of the reading, I said 2 of Pentacles. Like, yeah, I get like 7 of Cups, 2 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. It's like again, you're not desperate. You are not desperate. Please know that. Yes, we go through desperate times, and we make uncomfortable sacrifices and things, but it really it shouldn't have to be this complicated, it seems. That's what I'm getting from this message. Like, are you kidding me? This should not, this person's trying to kind of keep things together. And look what we have here. We have, infinity symbol over the head of the Strength card, and we have an infinity symbol in the hands right now of this stressed out 2 of Pentacles character. And I just had a card fall on the floor. What is it? It's, oh my gosh. Okay, so it's the 10 of Pentacles that fell on the floor. So you may have, and I'm actually going to go, that's going with that 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm hearing right now something about someone's advances, or trying, even could be the speed they're trying to get you to move, or there's person, I'm feeling actually there's like unwanted contact in some way. So, take it or leave it, but that's it. That's what I'm feeling. So this could be, again, someone who is sort of pushy, bossy. It could also be you having to make a difficult choice because you're thinking about, 10 of Pentacles, but maybe other people are only seeing the immediate, like, payoff for them even. I just feel like somebody's almost like, come on over to our side, or come with me. And it's not necessarily the best thing for you. So just make sure you're being really mindful about, we'll see what other messages we get, but be mindful of anything, again, that feels off. Something does not feel right about something here. Or like one day maybe it's your own energy that's sort of flip-flopping too. You feel really good about one thing, and then the next day you wake up and you're like, wait a minute. Maybe you even had a dream about it, and your gut told you, like, hey, that's wrong. So yeah. Something here about someone could be wanting you to just follow their rules. There's something here about obedience. Yeah, that's interesting. Because I'm paying really attention to the dog. It's like someone going like, good dog. And like the way this person's then touching this other person. It's sort of like, watch out for controlling energies. because that could make you feel stuck in some way. It could also throw you off balance emotionally. Look at the sea in the background and the ships, and like, do you really want to be stressing out and tiptoeing around things the whole time? I also want to point this out to you. So many messages in this reading. Sometimes they just come flooding in. But look at this. Look at the legs on the Hanged Man, and look at the legs on this Two of Pentacles. They're kind of similar, and they have the red tights on too. And I get that for some of you, yes, we're taught, like, you know, it's really important to be flexible and see other people's point of views. But maybe that's just it. You see other people's point of view and you're like, actually, I don't want anything to do with it. But maybe you're worried about long-term, though, the effects that could have. Just be careful. Don't sign. I mean, we're still in Mercury retrograde, and I say, go for it. Still pursue new opportunities and things, but definitely be reminded that often during Mercury retrograde, things like communication and technology and things can kind of go awry. So just be checking things and making sure that, again, if something doesn't feel right, really look into that. You know I keep saying that over and over, but there is something that's off. There's something off about this situation. Wow. I don't know. I mean, this is a judgment call here. Wow. It's so fascinating to me because the cards look so good, but yet what's going on here? There's something that's not quite right. And the fact we have an Ace of Cups in reverse, to me, is sort of like a, we were looking good, and then what's going on there? I don't know. Okay, the Chariot card. Cancerian energy. Maybe you have a lot of Cancer in your chart, but maybe a lot of water in your chart too, or water is somehow affecting this. Watery, think, emotions, your creativity, your intuition, others' emotions. Yeah, this is, use your discernment here. Remember I said there's a lot of gray. Well, this is the Sphinx is here. They're black, they're white. Like this, the direction may not be very clear, but I feel as though it will. If you focus on your overall stability, your overall abundance, what it is that you want to grow, your own personal growth, stay focused, Libra. Stay focused on what it is that you want to grow. What do you want to have in your life? Most of all, we may need to be restructuring our life in some way, our day-to-day, or reprioritizing, prioritizing things differently. The Chariot card, I mean, look at the expression here. I love the expressions in this deck. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know which direction to go. Now, this has to do with self-control, though. But there is success and victory with this card. You're moving forward, but you also have to be disciplined in some particular way. Maybe you've been a people pleaser, and now you're like, you're going to do something for yourself, and it's like, it makes you feel a little weird. Maybe that's what feels unnatural or off here, is that you're kind of going against maybe what looks good on paper. That's another message we've been getting over and over. And now you have the Empress. So this makes me think more and more, what is it that you want? Because again, this person is not desperate. They have what they need within them and around them to make the dreams a reality, to plant the seeds, watch them grow. This is, again, fertility, abundance, your creations. You're not having to depend on others for your happiness, right? Anyone who's trying to smother in any way, that's unhealthy. Things do not grow when we force them, right? That can actually lead to blocks. So there is something here. There's also, this is like sort of keeping your options open too, okay? Because maybe there are a lot of different factors at play here. You have multiple, resources to be thinking about. There's so much growth here, and everything in life going according to plan, and maybe sometimes part of the plan are the bumps, right? That is part of the plan. We can't completely eliminate all difficulties, right? This has to do with your overall fulfillment in general. Some of you are, because I'm hearing a splash in the water, so maybe there's like a ripple effect that's going to take place, or you're thinking about what that could be. There's also maybe you're learning something new. Never stop learning. Okay, that's, I feel, why we're here in the school of life. um, that's one reason it's called Schoolhouse Intuitive. Anyway, but the other thing is, maybe it could literally, because I am clairaudient, you could have just, something could have splashed in the water, or jumping in the water, or you're diving in maybe into something, literally or metaphorically speaking. And also, I get that you're tapping in to the collective consciousness more and more. I'm also clairaudiently hearing something right now about tea bags. Maybe you dipped a tea bag into water just now, and that's what I heard or picked up on. But I do get this energy of sort of immersing yourself in something new, or a new energy in some way. I'm getting things are slowing down. Maybe you yourself are learning to breathe or meditate, or whatever it is that brings you joy. Maybe it's needing to be near water helps you feel more calm and relaxed. But there's something here about appreciating the sacredness of just being your own divinity. Six of Swords. Now that's transition. Let's move on. But this person, unlike in other decks, she's not really trusting it. You're not trusting a transition, perhaps, for some of you. Okay, this is leaving something behind, moving on. But why is she looking back? Sort of like, you may be hoping for brighter days ahead. Maybe you're relocating, even for some of you. Yeah, sometimes we have to trust, as difficult as that is. And accepting help is hard for some of you. Interesting right here. Look at the footing that the driver of the boat, whatever you want to call it, is. Look at, it's, the board is kind of above, like they're on a different board than like the levelness of these. And these look more stable and sort of placed in the boat, whereas this one's on top across. And I find that interesting. It's just standing out. So use your own intuition. What that could mean for a certain situation with you. You have to use your own intuition. Again, if something seems off in this new transition, get out while you can, right? It's like, don't sign up for it if it's really feeling off. The Fool card, new beginnings here. Sometimes though, but then I'm getting like kind of a mixed message here, because it's like, yeah, but then it's like, take that leap of faith. You know, and there's this balance between the two. Yeah, take that leap of faith, be optimistic. It's like, what happened last time isn't necessarily going to happen this time. I can understand where the trust issues come from, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen again. This Fool card it's a brand new beginning. All right, it's something completely new. It's there's fresh hope here, right? And some may say, oh, well, that's you shouldn't do that. You don't know anything about that, or you don't, because look at all the mountains in the background. Yet again, oh, it's not going to be easy. Yeah, so I mean, it's not going to be easy, but maybe it is worth it to put yourself out there and try something new. Try something you haven't thought of before, or haven't considered, because maybe you didn't feel you were ready. I think right now we're in a time where we should be putting ourselves out there and letting others decide to choose. Like if you're looking, again, back to the job stuff, maybe a lot of you are looking for jobs. I don't know, but I'm getting like, if you're thinking about moving on or exploring new options, put yourself out there. You never know what could happen. Somebody might choose you. Look at this. Look. If you're feeling drawn to something, why not go for it? Look, I was talking about the pool of collective consciousness, and there they are, hooked right in. Nice moon energy here. This is, again, your intuition, your own divinity, your own divine truth, wisdom. Yes, they have spiritual wisdom and insights. And you know what else is interesting? Another card featuring the white and the black, the contrast. And I am just going to tell you, something is nobody else's business but your own. Somebody is maybe trying to butt in or whatever. You do not have to listen to them, right? What else do we have? Okay, you have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, here, this could be a butting in kind of energy. Somebody pushy. Again, I was getting sort of this pushy, smothering even energy. And so this could be someone trying to barge in on something, or just that's what it feels like, because they seem like, look at, I mean, they're looking at the High Priestess here, like, you know, it's like, mind your own business. Quiet, child. That's what I feel like she's saying. Silence. And he's like, and she's like, you didn't even shave and you came upon me and you're going to try to tell me what to do? Child. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Anyway, I always hear conversations with some of the cards. This deck is one of them. All right. And you also, oh, wow. Okay. So you have the 10 of Cups and you have the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know if it came out in the upright or reversed, because I kind of held it, picked it up. So anyway, we'll look into both. But again, here's the Queen of Pentacles, a mothering energy. The 10 of Cups can also have to do with children and, oh, the happy ending and all that, fulfillment. But, I feel for some of you, there could be this fear about security, and if you'll be able to provide, and if a new direction you're going in, if you can really trust it. That's what it is. It's like, should you trust in this new beginning? And that's what you need to get clear on. You also need to get clear on, like, what it is exactly you want. Maybe that's part of this. But it's like, is this dream practical? Can I really do this? It's also wondering maybe if you have the love and the support of those around you. So there's that to consider. Things in life are not so cut and dry, not so, this or that, black and white, right? That's why we have, all this gray, I feel like, in this reading starting right out. And some of you, I feel as though you don't have a family support maybe to fall back on. And that's scary. I get it. I can totally relate to that. So this is, creating your own comfort in life. And I know that for some of you, you really want to invest in the right people, places, things, opportunities. And it's hard to know what those are sometimes, right? So you have 1010 here. Some of you have that as a birthday. And, 1010 also is an angel number. We'll look into that. 1010, I think it's a sign of a new path awaiting, according to this deck, but let's check and see. And yeah, a sign of a new path awaiting. So let your soul grow and trust in new beginnings. How funny is that? Yeah, we were just talking about that. But yeah, do the exploration. I wouldn't just be like, oh, let's blindly trust and okay, I'll trust the transition, even though the guy on this boat here isn't really maybe totally paying attention to where we're going, because he's looking at me, here, like, if this is me in the boat, he's like, he's looking there, and he shouldn't be looking ahead, and what's with his footing? Like, should I even be trusting this? And what's going on? Like, what's going on here? Like, and so she's trying to point. She's like, look, pay attention, so you could just be, again, something doesn't seem right. There's something that's just not quite right. Generally on the Six of Swords, it's like, oh, we're moving on and we're getting help. And there's something, even maybe for some of you, I do feel sort of that mask energy. Like, be mindful of deception and things, again, presenting themselves as one thing, but they're not. They're something totally different. I do want to let you know, you have the 2, the 3, and the 4. So 2, 3, 4, that's good moving forward. But the number 2, 3, 4 could mean something in some way to you. Any combination of those numbers, even. Very interesting. Yeah, wow. The World. There it is. There is, well, it's actually another 3. So, but anyway, here's the World. I had to add to this, as you can see why. But I feel people are going to be noticing and recognizing as you go about this transformation could already be happening. And there's something here that's wanting to come into about, the World card. Yeah, we could be ending cycles. This is fulfillment, wholeness, harmony, completion, all that great stuff, right? There's travel. You have the 6 of Swords. You have the World. You have the Chariot. I mean, those are all travel cards. I probably didn't say some, but anyway. But travel can also mean like going from point A to point B, and as far as changing locations, some of you could be questioning a move in some way. But I feel this person's being noticed as they're going through these changes. People could even be commenting on something's different about you. You look different. Or I've noticed this about you, you know. So, but there's also this energy of moving towards stability in some way. There does need to be a shift and maybe even a shutdown of the way you've been doing something or closing a door in some way in order to really have this be a fresh start. But maybe you're right not to trust something. I know a lot of readers are going to be like, just trust it, you know, you should. And then there's the other extreme of like, don't trust anything they say. I feel like for you in this reading, depending obviously on your situation, is I think you know more than you realize. I think that you don't necessarily need to come to a reading, and just for confirmation maybe, yeah, but I'm here to tell you that you have your own ability and authority, and I'm really encouraging people to tap more into that as far as clarity. You know, another thing I talk about with the Chariot, which isn't always talked about, is just that you know, the Chariot is another card of having that higher perspective, and I feel that perspective is such an important piece of this, and using your own discretion, discernment, however we want to say it, and really tapping into, because there's all this water here, and really tapping into if something feels right, sits right, smells right, sounds right. Um, but there's also this kind of begging kind of energy, and just remember, you're not in the position where you need to necessarily do something you really don't want to out of like desperation. You know, some of you may feel it, and I don't know your story, right? I don't know, but I can tell you that according to these cards, it's like, no, there's another way that maybe you haven't considered, because things aren't always like, again, the black, white, this, that, A, B, you know, it could be, maybe it's C, D, E, F, you know, G. I don't know. I'm getting a name like Gilda or something along those lines. I mean, I love that you have the World card here, right in the middle of the reading. And then you have the Three of Pentacles. That's just it. This is the Plan C card. That's what I have that's what one card I consider to be, have you considered this other thing? This is maybe building something differently or together. But there's just, you know, working on developing your skills. Maybe you are getting a second opinion on something too. And that's something you should do. There's this getting organized, coming up with some sort of plan. There's also like quality checks. Check their references. You know, if someone's claiming they can do this or that, look online for the reviews. Or, you know, if you're going to go see a new doctor, like read the reviews, you know, just look into things more clearly. Don't get fooled, you know. Then we have the Nine of Cups here, some sort of fulfillment here. Sometimes this can be a card of false pride. But I do feel this person, again, being cups, you know, I feel that they are open to receiving in new ways, receiving information and blessings. And that's good health, enjoyment, abundance, really. That's part of what that is. What else do we have? Some sort of fulfillment. Yes, something I feel if you go about something a different way, maybe one you haven't considered, or even ask for other people's opinion, look what you get. You get the Sun card. Sun just fell out. There it is. That's beautiful. That's success, victory. There's another 10 because the 1 and the 9 is 10. So triple tens. You have all these tens. And then they reduce down to ones. 111. That's could be a number you've been seeing lately. Let's get that number out. So you have 1010, and then you have 111. It's manifestation. Yeah, that's a sign of manifestation. So keep positive as thoughts manifest quickly. That's exactly it. We want to be very careful what we are manifesting. And now you probably already know this, but now is an incredibly powerful time for what we're putting out there, saying it, it's coming back. It's happening. It's definitely happening. So things are really, it's like what we think about, we bring about, and what we speak about, we bring about. Okay, so I'm having to watch that myself, really. Taking my own advice from the readings here, because it's all channeled, so it's for anybody, really. Sometimes it could even be for me, sure. So I'm part of the reading too, and it's all messages from the divine. So we have the Eight of Swords and the Page of Wands. So there's something like a message of inspiration coming in, but then it's like, again, you need to go within. There's something about like not wanting to get trapped or stuck, or but make sure you're not fooling yourself. This is because this is the sun can sometimes even bring the truth. This can bring that clarity, right? The awareness, which is shining a spotlight on everything and around it. But there's new energy coming in, and that's the page of sword or page of wands too. That new energy, but then it's like you might like not feel like you can maybe accept something, an opportunity or something. And there's the moon. And I will be doing eclipse readings on this channel, on the other channel too. So, because we have those eclipses coming up in September. It's going to be very potent energy. We're going to be feeling it. I'm already feeling it. And there's the sun, the moon with the sun. So again, like the anxiety, the fear, maybe things you thought were intuition are not. Maybe it's like you're making decisions out of fear, out of illusions. Or maybe you're seeing problems, unexpected problems, but they're not even real. That's because I'm seeing it with the 8 of Swords in the Moon card. It's almost like, getting excited about something and then freaking yourself out, psyching yourself out and be like, oh, I can't do it. So I've been there. All right. What else do we have? Yeah, it's like the wolf and the dog. It's another card of this or that, right? Different sides and how things are viewed. And so is the sun with the moon. It's a contrasting energy, the light and the dark. Like any situation, look at the mental stress here. Is that necessary? I don't know. Are we making something more complicated than it is? Are we doubting our own leadership skills? These are all intuitive messages that are coming in right now. What else do we have? There it is, a 9 of Swords. Yeah, I mean, this is like, oh no, it's like a never-ending nightmare here. Are we stressing ourselves out needlessly? Oh yeah, okay. The 2 of Cups, the Devil. Yeah, it's like being tempted maybe by the wrong thing, or is it maybe you thought something was better, all better, healing instead. 2 of Cups maybe, and it's not. There's temptation here. There's I'm hearing right now, watch out for tomfoolery. So this is, even the name Tom could mean something to you, any variation or something. But there's something here about excess. Too much, too fast is not a good thing generally. People who are oversharing early on, that's not a good sign. So that's the message for somebody out there, maybe only one person. But there's also something, if it's like, this is partnership and this is unhealthy. This feels like an unhealthy partnership possibly. Or a partner, yeah, because it's like based on maybe something like, dependency or excess in some way. You could get into something and realize, it's just not the best fit for me. Let's see what else we have. Oh, remember I said I was getting 7 of Cups. Well, we still have a lot of cards left, and there's that 7 of Cups coming into the reading. And this is so many opportunities, but like, don't be fooled. Don't, try not to, again, do not let this fool you. Something does not sit right, smell right, feel right. It's not right. And you, again, unless you are feeling like, yeah, I'm really desperate, I need anything I can get, then fine, you do you. But if you believe you came to this reading that you are not actually desperate, then you want to consider more options. Because I feel there's this third option maybe that you haven't considered. Have you thought of this third option? All right. And I think if you're not feeling clear yet, if you can avoid it, try not to get too blocked and tense about it. Like, you want to still remain open, do things to take care of yourself, things you enjoy, be around people who are, high vibration, be around situations like in nature or whatever that are, that make you feel good, and make decisions from there, not a place of stress. If you're making decisions from a place of stress and tension, I don't think it's going to lead us in the right direction. I just don't. I think we need to, like with the Strength card, I always think like loosen our grip a little bit. That Emperor with the Strength card, when I see that, I think to myself, this is a potential for someone maybe forcing something, and that is not how we get Empress, our wheat to grow. The wheat will not grow if we force it. Just won't. ever tried to hold on to something and make it grow? It doesn't work that way. It has to be given the breathing room, the sun, the light, the love, the good energy, the watering it, you know. And have you given something a real fair shot? I just want to know, like maybe you had an idea to work on your own. Did you really give that a fair shot before you decided you needed to go work as a bookkeeper again or whatever it is? Or I don't know, maybe you want to be a bookkeeper, but you know, did you consider that less, you know, that freer possibility or less restrictive? There's just something here about not wanting to be confined. So maybe I'm picking up on some of you just wanting to be free, not wanting to be confined. What else do we have? The Six of Wands. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I did it. There's another card of victory and success and good news. This is triumph. And you know what? Some of it has to do with your leadership skills. But this is some sort of recognition. Yeah, even the horse is like, yeah, man, we did it. Yeah, we did it. What are you saying, Charlie? Yeah. So anyway, again, the voices, right? Yeah, it's one of those things. But anyway, let's see. I feel like, you know, let's see what's in our way. Blocks in our way. Things in our way. What's going on here, please? Please, please, please. What do we need to surrender to? If you enjoy this reading, please do like the video. Free ways to support the channel. Like the video, subscribe, check out Mantic Mystic Messages. All right. The other channel for all signs. I'm going to be doing more readings there. I already have been. And here's the info on that. Also in the comments down below, there are free ways, paid ways to support the channel, including donations, super thanks, super chats, become a member, all that. All right. Surrender resentments. And try not to get carried away with something that's bringing you in the wrong direction, right? Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. Surrender to inner peace. Cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. In quiet meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. Definitely an energy of being in the flow. An Ace of Cups in reverse, it's like interrupted flow, like something, it's feeling, again, let down, blocked in some way. We want to get out of that, because I can see in these cards that the idea is like long-term stability, happiness, success. You're tired maybe of these small hints of happiness that don't actually work out. We want the keys to that big castle, not just the little, you know, it's not about money. I'm talking about we want the keys to the, what is it, keys to the kingdom or something, you know, and not just like, oh, you know, you can, you know, cheap motel, or I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but we were thinking about long term, not just being the key, the person who is let in, but actually being the one who holds the keys. And just remember, you hold the keys to way more in your life than maybe you realize. So surrender to low self-esteem. There it is. Sunflowers are coming through again. So sunflowers could have significance for you. We are in August, and where I am, you know, sunflowers are happening now. So this is about you deserving success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. Step into your leadership abilities, capabilities. That's another energy I felt during this. And you had triple nines actually, but I do get that's, you know, leadership. And for some, I do want to just point out again, closing something before opening something new. It could be important. Okay, now you have an egg here. This is the Golden Insights Oracle, also called the Golden Charms Oracle by Maruka X. Fertility, new life emerging. This is the potential within. This is change being right around the corner. Look at that. Now, I did an abundance reading for you know, career, fortune, money reading for you in July, and you had golden eggs come in. That was the thumbnail anyway. You also have safe. What you value is safe. Protect what's yours. Your secrets are safe. This is about hidden, valuable information. Hidden, valuable information. Maybe you have a skill you're not utilizing. You also have Star, hope, healing, inspiration, and dreams fulfilled. What was our first card out? The Hermit. What does he have in his lantern? The Star. That's your potential. That's your rebuilding, healing, hope, piggy bank, saving money, being frugal, reservation. This could be saving something for later. Again, I'm focusing on long-term abundance, right? The little short-term gigs, they're not quite cutting it. Although for some in life, that is what we should be doing, or that's what works best for us, is to do maybe 3 or 4 different jobs. We don't want just one 40-hour a week, blah, blah, blah. We want to do 10 hours here, 15 here, 20 there, and it's like that's how we feel most happy, most satisfied. And oh my goodness, remember I said masks? Here's mask. Out of all these cards, you ended up getting masks. So there are hidden feelings, hidden true intentions, deceit, lies, possibly secrets. And when I see the moon come out and the devil and all that, like that's, just be mindful and make sure you're not masking your own abilities, or even, mask. Really, it's like sometimes we do need to wear a mask, in life. I feel I like to think, oh no, I can always be myself 100% of the time. Well, I found out in life that's not actually really, that's not going to help. Sometimes you can't, sometimes you do have to kind of play a part, right? Fulfill a role, maybe it's part of your profession or something like that. That's why I don't show my face on camera, because I have another profession that, I can't be doing this. It doesn't go well with that other profession. They're not going to be cool with it probably. So that's why I can't fully be myself on the channel and show my face. So yeah, I feel some of you could be feeling as though you're having to hide parts of yourselves, just because that's sometimes what we have to do in life. Unfortunately, we adapt to different situations for a variety of reasons. And then we have lips. This is an intimate connection, flirtation, kiss, and sensuality. Ooh, who do you have coming in? Mwah, mwah, smooch, smooch. All right. Turtle. But they're slow moving. It could take a while. Okay. But no, the key though is don't rush. Don't rush on whatever this is. This could be new love coming in. It could be a new start you're trying to create for yourself. There isn't a rush. Because sometimes if we do it, say we rush a bunch of different things over and over, like you rush from this relationship to another, or job to another, or like you're working out and you're trying to get in shape or something like that. And it's like, you can't rush any of it. It has to be slow, steady. That's how the Empress isn't going to rush. You're going to hurry up and grow. Come on. No, we have to allow to some degree, trust to some degree. But again, use your intuition. If you're feeling something's off, I'm telling you, I can see why you feel that way. If you're feeling something's off, trust you, Libra. Absolutely. I know I have a very highly, highly intuitive group in this schoolhouse community, because a lot of you, we interact a lot via comments and energy. And I feel as though like you know your stuff. Okay. You're only coming here to maybe get validation for what you already know. You don't need it. It's like, maybe it's fun to hear that you're on the right track. I feel like some of you come here and you're like, yeah, it's fun to be like told that I already knew this, sometimes it's fun. Right. But yeah, I feel like the things worth it, the things that are really going to pay off, they're an investment, right? We have to invest over time. Small, maybe, just like with your retirement. If you have a retirement plan or something, or you're saving money, it's like the small deposits over time add up to something big. Just like with your energy, think of what you're depositing your energy in, and is it going to pay off in the long term, right? So some of us, it's these little adjustments we're making now are big in the end, in the long run, right? Anything else? We already have our numbers. I want to get you, let me get an animal card for you. Yeah, we'll get an animal healing card from my favorite deck by Britta Bowman. Whoa, that came right out. Okay, you have Snake Impulse, card 10. It is the year of the snake. Be still and alert. Allow opportunities to come to you instead of chasing them. Again, we can't force things. Once the right impulse arrives, act quickly without hesitating. And one other caution with this, Libra, do not tell people your plans before you've actually, before you want their energy mixed in with it. They could unknowingly be messing with the energy of something we're trying to bring in, right? Card 10. So that's, again, it's like the transformation here. What else do we have? Humpback whale, holding space, card 43. So you have root chakra on the snake and then crown chakra on the whale. Be gentle with yourself and others. Strength card energy, right? Leo season. Create a safe space, nurturing space for healing. Give and receive the gift of being witnessed with compassion. Please have compassion with yourself. One more of these from the top. Squirrel, unfolding reality, card 42, third eye chakra. Allow your journey to unfold. What do you know? One step at a time. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Trust you'll always have what you need when you need it. Libra, trust that you will do what it takes to take care of yourself. We don't always know what's ahead, right? Exactly. But if you trust yourself, all is well. That's what I feel. That's been my experience. So I do hope this helped you. And if it did, you know how to show support. And your next reading is going to be Thursday. And that's going to be about the 8-8 portal as well as the full moon. Wishing you all a fabulous week and get those 8-8 manifestations ready. And so that way when 8-8 arrives on Friday, you are ready to go. So thanks so much. Take care.